We are live. We are live, y'all. This is MrLetGo, and today we're going to talk about a particular video that I seen from Crew Season, KREW Season. There are some podcasters, and they talk about some really dope stuff. And they had a quick conversation about that the fact that women don't have to spend any money, spend any effort in order to cooperate with a man, right? So my question to you as an audience is, why is it, or why does it seem so difficult for Black women in particular to cooperate with a man? I got my guy Austin off script here, Dr. Julio. Wait, are you a doctor? Just want to make sure.
No, like I tell people all the time on Clubhouse, I'm the best fake doctor on social media, though. The absolute best one you ever meet, swear to God.
Okay. He's the best fake doctor on social media. It's a joke. So his name, he is not a doctor, it's a joke.
Right, it's a joke, people.
I need everybody in here to do what y'all know what y'all supposed to do. Start hitting the like button now. I mean, get in here and go crazy on the like button. Do the Will Smith to the like button. Slap the hell out of the like button. But get to work, y'all. Slap the hell out of the like button and let's get to it. So while y'all are slapping the like button, we are going to small talk until y'all get my damn likes up. So let's find some small talk music until y'all get my freaking likes up, because I ain't playing nothing till y'all hit the like button. Y'all want to hear some daydreaming music to help y'all hit the like button? So here's some daydreaming music to help you guys slap the like button. Or do y'all need some angry music to slap the like button? What would make, also, what do you think would make people want to hit a like button? Like some angry music or some?
Well, you know that nice angry music, that angry music, that loud music that another content creator used to play, that definitely would make them hit that thing.
I don't want them to break their phones though.
Hey, look, what was that music that this spread be putting you on hold with? That music, play that. That Cisco music. That Cisco wake time music.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't break your phones while hitting the like button. So it's kind of a joke when I say slap the like button. Don't slap your phone, because I don't want you to break your screen. But overall, I'm dead serious about you hitting the freaking like button. So, all right, we have 28 likes already, so we got to get to it. And let me pin this link. And while we're waiting on y'all, there's 3 links in the chat. And the first link is to book a one-on-one with me. The second link is for you to join my coaching group. And the third link is to buy my emotional attachment blueprint course. All right. A little something for y'all to do while y'all hitting the like button. Also, Cash App is open, Aaron 1000, and you can also drop a super chat. So let's get to it. Let me turn this little crazy music off. I'm gonna have my own music. I got somebody that actually raps, my guy Raw, and he told me I could use his music. I just been too lazy to download some music. So say what's up in the chat, hit the like button, and let's get to it.
You know what's crazy? A lot of what women need to change to be attractive in terms of marriage is inner work that they just refuse to do. Costs no money.
Nope.
You going to, you know what I'm saying, like get yourself together, being cooperative, being understanding of your man, studying your man, as O said so eloquently in the last podcast. A lot of women refuse to do those things. So that's why their relationships suffer. Not even necessarily how they look. We know plenty of attractive women. I can start listing them. J-Lo, Halle Berry, Lisa Ray, all these like just super attractive women who done been the Naomi Campbell, who done been the staple of what beauty looks like. Can't keep a man. So, you know, a lot of that money that they spending, a lot of that work that they getting done, they not putting that energy into the right places.
So the number one thing I would like to point out, because I think is important, is this. Fellas, it is not as easy as it sounds. All right. I am somebody that coaches women. All right. So one thing I would say anybody would hate hearing, no matter what it is, no matter who you are, no matter what you do. If somebody says, well, why don't you just do it? You know, no matter what it is, it's not that damn easy. So think about this. If I told Austin, just do a YouTube video tomorrow. Let's do it, right? And he ain't never been on YouTube, or he's not used to YouTube. Also gonna be like, bro, like you used to this. You go live all the time. Like I gotta figure out. I gotta do, some things you gotta do, right? Like so, you can't just jump up and just start doing something. So when men say it's real easy for women to be cooperative, why don't they just be cooperative? There's steps to everything. So I want to get into the steps of why, and it's not an excuse, but why women are not necessarily being cooperative. A woman goes through, everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button, everybody hit the like button. A woman goes through a sequence of events, in her life, right? Now I want y'all to think about what type of events the typical Black woman goes through. They go through a lot of different sequences of events, right? And the key word is sequence. So a woman goes through a number of sequences of events throughout her life. And because of these events taking place, she now has a sequence of reactions to said events. We got to get the likes up. We got to get the likes up, y'all. Don't have me start hitting other buttons. I'm trying to, just keep going, but I need my lights to be up. So these sequences of events trigger a sequence of reactions. And these reactions become as repetitive as the events are, right? So when she's 16, she's dealing with something. When she's 19, she's dealing with something. So all of these things in her life are actually forming her belief system. So she already most likely has a single mom, no dad, because most of us didn't have a dad, growing up, right? So that is a sequence of events. Her mom treating her like crap, her mom combing her hair, being like, girl, I hate your hair. Like your hair is so nappy. Oh, you ain't gonna find no man with this hair, right? Your auntie saying stupid stuff, or you witnessing your auntie get cheated on by her boyfriend or whatever. You keep hearing rumors in your family that uncle so and so or your whoever is cheating on somebody, right? And you know how most Black families are full of women, right? So she, as a woman, literally bonds with the other women in the family. So she's all up under the aunties and she's listening to all the stories that all the women are saying in the family, right? And you know how women gossip. They love to talk about negativity. So they hear negativity about this man, negativity about that man, negativity about men altogether. Negative. Men ain't shit. These men are men, right? So then she gets a little older after being traumatized by her own mama, traumatized by her own auntie. Dad either left or wasn't around, or she witnessed her mom and her dad fight with each other or custody battle or whatever. And then she gets out here in the real world, and then the same things that she's seen, or the sequences of events that she's seen happen with her older family members, start happening with her. And now she has the confirmation of everything mom and auntie were talking about. But the thing that we got to also add to this is the environment. Most of these Black women, just like us as men, grew up in the hood, grew up in the projects, grew up in bad neighborhoods. You know, our moms was on Section 8. They moms was on Section 8 also. The typical Tupac mess. I grew up in the hood. I was one, you know, all this stupid stuff that, not stupid, but all this stupid stuff that we went through that Tupac used to rap about. The girls went through it also. So bad environment, bad teachings, bad programming, bad experiences equal bad sequences of events. So then she's grown. Ain't nobody taught her nothing because her mom is batshit crazy, just dumb as I don't know what, abusive, no damn sense, dysfunctional, you know, and she has no guidance. She has no safety mechanism. There's nobody around her making her feel safe. So next thing you know, the next part of the sequence, we go from the sequence of bad events, her sequence of reactions to the bad events, and then we have her a confirmation of her own bad events, you know, as an adult. And then she has the beginning of these sequences turning into her sequence of perspectives. So now she has a sequence of perspectives. She has her own belief system due to all of the things that she's seen, the sequences of events. So now her perspective is kind of like galvanized. Don't trust no man. Confirmed, because he did me just like he did my sister, or he did this, or Uncle Jimmy did this, or my new boyfriend did. You know, like, men aren't to be trusted. So now you get to the point where you have the confirmation that you always wanted, that men ain't shit, because your first little 16-year-old boyfriend, you found out he was messing around with Keisha 6 lockers down from you. He didn't even try to hide it. So now you as a 16-year-old, like, oh, see, just like my mama said, these men ain't shit. So now you have a perspective of men are trash, men are this, men are that. But are men really trash? No. Because the truth is this. You actually look for that man that's trash. You actually went after the trashy guy, the guy that you know was sleeping with everybody in the school. You went after the jock, the guy that has a car. You went after the guy that's too old for you. You went after the crappy guys, the dogs, the players. So why would you actually go after guys that are trash on purpose? Because when you have a certain narrative and a perspective, you actually go out in the world as a person, male or female. You actually go out in the world to seek confirmation of what you already know, believe, feel, see, and experience. So if you're used to, as an example, a family full of loud, angry, everybody's always confrontational. Who you talking to? Folks yelling across the table on Thanksgiving. Folks talking behind each other's back. Everybody's divisive, argumentative. Folks fighting and stuff, literally physically fighting. You watch your uncle slap your auntie around. All this loudness. Everybody's loud and yelling and everything. Well, now when you start with your own life, all this loudness, all this angriness, all this confrontation, all this toxicity becomes a part of who you actually are. So if a person is accustomed to this crazy, loud, dysfunctional life, do you actually think the woman is actually going to go find and look for and seek out a quiet, subtle, peaceful man? No, she's not familiar with a quiet, subtle, peaceful man, a man that treats you right. No, she's going to see that man as he's soft, he's a lame, he's corny, he's boring. What can he do for me? He's not exciting. And then boom, you get with a toxic dude, and it's all confirmation. So that was my long-winded beginning to this answer to the guys on what they said on cruise even. So Austin, what do you think about that so far? Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Sorry,
get the likes up, people. Get the likes up. But you know what's ironic? By the time they figure that out, it's too late. By the time they figure out that they have made a series of mistakes, and let's be honest, what we live in, see, what women have the ability to do is engage in instant gratification syndrome. Instant gratification, just because he cute, just because he bats his eyes at me like Flavio, let him through the door. You know, and it's poison. Instant gratification. When our women are raised in an environment, and I say this all the time, it's through no fault of your own. When you're a child, I cannot blame or hold any child responsible for how they came up. What I can do though is encourage you to examine what you're doing as an adult. And many women today have a childlike mentality. Many modern women today, it is a cardinal sin to ask a woman, for example, MrLetGo, what a woman brings to the table. It is a cardinal sin, without question. Mm-hmm. And what I find ironic is women, what do they say when you ask them nowadays? I am the table. Okay. Well, a table is sturdy. A table has a foundation. A table has stability. To quote a famous content creator, if women today are the most free, the most educated, most liberated, and everything else, why are 1 in 4 of you on some sort of psych med? Why is the weight of the typical woman up and and women today that are the most free and everything else the least happy? Why is the marriage rate so low? Because what they're recognizing and what has been recognized is something is missing. Your mentality has been off for a long time. Mm-hmm. It's been off for a long, long time.
Let me say this. I'm agreeing with you. And the thing that actually is off and caused it to be off, actually, it just exposed it, is women been wanting to just run around and act like dumbass children through this whole time. They just didn't have the amount of money that they needed to run around and act like dumbass children. But now the typical black woman, they've been raised to not need a man and focus on school and all this stuff, which is good. But because of this, they now have enough income to run around and act like dumbass children, and nobody can stop them. Because at the end of the day, women, black women in particular, simply don't know what they're doing. So it's like giving a child $1,000. They just going to run out and go buy a whole bunch of snacks and candy and ice cream and shit and run around and jump on top of beds. And, they're going to just run around doing stupid stuff, right? But that's simply a grown woman. So what do grown women do? With this money that they have, got to the point where they can make? They just run around eating and drinking. Every time women get together, girl, let's go out to eat. Girl, let's go get some drinks. Girl, let's do this. So all they do is run around eating, dancing, twerking, and drinking. And what do? They end up fat as hell, overweight, lazy, but they got money though. Austin, you there? You good? Austin, you there?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix something real quick. Give me 1 second.
I don't like the avatar stuff.
I know. I'm trying to fix I don't know what's going on with my camera at this moment. I'm trying to fix it. It's glitching.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, we're gonna take care of it in a second.
Okay. Just let me know when you come back up. Now, I just don't like sitting next to an avatar. All right. Just let me know when you come back up. You good? But overall, we as men are actually part of the problem. So going back to what these guys said, let's play the video again, because this is important.
You know what's crazy? A lot of what women need to change to be attractive in terms of marriage is inner work that they just refuse to do. Costs no money.
Nope.
You going to, like get yourself together, being cooperative, being understanding of your man, studying your man, as O said so eloquently in the last podcast. A lot of women refuse to do those things. So that's why their relationships suffer. Not even necessarily how they look. We know plenty of attractive women. I can start listing them. J-Lo, Halle Berry, Lisa Ray, all these like just super attractive women who done been the Naomi Campbell, who done been the staple of what beauty looks like. Can't keep a man.
So in the beginning, he says this in the beginning. Let's listen.
What women need to change to be attractive in terms of marriage is inner work that they just refuse to do. Costs no money.
Nope.
So they say the inner work that women refuse to do, and it costs no money. That is actually not true. None of us can do any of these like huge, things without the help of other people. So it does cost money. Therapy costs money. My coaching costs money. Anybody else's coaching costs money. So to sit here and say that, oh, it's free. It's not, all you have to do is no. How can, I want y'all to think about this. How much money does it cost for a person that don't know nothing to go to college and learn a whole bunch of stuff? What, 40 to 80 to $120,000 for 4 years, right? So if it takes 4 years, or let's say 2 to 6 years, if it takes 2 to 6 years to actually learn a superb money-making craft, don't you think it's going to take 2 to maybe 3 years to unlearn all of your emotional issues and your dysfunctional programming? Don't you think it's going to take as much money and as much concentration on fixing your trauma or letting go of your trauma or healing from your trauma as it does college? See, one thing in particular I like to do is I'll run my coaching group like school, because that is what women are used to doing. One thing a woman is going to do, if she ain't going to do nothing else, she going to go to somebody's damn school. So I make my coaching group like school, because that's what's familiar with women, and women enjoy classes. So we do classes. We go over books, right? But the point about it is this. It is wrong to just look at women and say, hey, why don't y'all just fix y'all stuff? Work on your inner self. How? See, that's where we men come in. We men have to offer guidance. I hate it, and this ain't no knock on them, but I hate it when I see men, and this is not about the guys on cruise season. They young, but overall, I hate it when I see men anywhere sit around and talk about, why don't women just cooperate? Well, you don't know what that woman or these women have been through in their lives. So you can't just wake up one day, hey, I'm just going to cooperate. You have to learn to cooperate. What if her mom, and which their mom did, their mom told them not to cooperate, not to trust a man, not to have any disbelief in, not to have a belief of, I want to get married and I want to be happy. A lot of women don't have this belief because their stupid ass moms taught them the opposite. Don't trust no man. Don't let no man control you. And we ain't talked about control yet, but that's a part of it also. So let's go a little farther down the rabbit hole of just cooperate, women. Should women be cooperative? Yes, to the right guy, but that's another part of it. We can't just sit around and say, women, you need to cooperate. Guess what? A lot of women have cooperated with the wrong guy.
That's a crucial part of it. That's a crucial part of it.
Right. So
That's
when the
a major
guys
part.
are like, why don't women just cooperate with a man? They don't know what type of man to choose. So most of these women have cooperated at some early point in their lives.
Yes.
And they got shitted on. They got ran through. I actually know years ago, the inner work is hard, but it pays off. I agree. Thank you, Danita, for the super chat. I know a girl long time ago, about 10 years ago. She told me that she was dating a guy that she really liked. And I'm trying to say it the right way because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but he simply was like, hey, come over my house. We're going to chill out. So she was like, all right, cool. They had sex before. They cool, right? Next thing you know, he invites like 4 of his homeboys there. And you already know what happened after that.
To the spot?
Yeah. Don't say no crazy stuff. I don't want to mess with it.
No. I would just,
Yeah.
But overall, sure I was following the context of the story.
Yeah. To his house. And he set her up. And that's some things that she has to deal with for the rest of her life. So when it comes to just men just being like, hey, just cooperate. Hey, just trust the man. What man?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Just any man?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Women don't know how to pick a man. I always say women don't need to do nothing. Find you a man, father figure, uncle, me. You can literally, because women do this, you can literally book a one-on-one session with me and say, hey, I want you to have a conversation with a guy that I'm dating to let me know what you think of him. I will literally do a one-on-one session with him instead of you. And I would tell you that he's either trash or he's a great guy. So I even do it. Yeah. So the thing about it is, ladies, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Yeah. So don't listen to no man to tell you, why don't you just cooperate? Because that is not the way it goes, because you don't know what you're doing. That's like telling a kid, women are children to a certain degree. That's like telling a kid, hey, why don't you trust strangers? What? Just go out and just jump in a van. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, just get in my van. Okay. That's what y'all are telling women to do. Hey, just trust strangers. They were raised not to trust strangers. And most strangers are men. So they were taught to be scared of the boogeyman. They were taught to be scared of strangers. They were taught to be scared of police, because these days you don't tell your kid, hey, the police are out. No, the police will shoot your ass. You know what I'm saying? So overall, name a man that a parent can actually trust themselves, let alone their children. So young women are raised to not trust any person with a penis. And then she gets out here in this world and she's expected to marry a person with a penis.
Granted, yeah. But then now I think in that context, right, as you bring that up, it's also important to acknowledge, because inevitably somebody's going to say it in the comments, as you should, as you said it, women are raised not to trust anyone that has a penis. They're raised not to trust men.
Don't talk to strangers.
But the root cause of that is you have to examine the causality of that, right? That is just the dual-sided argument. For a large portion of Black women, a very large portion, absent fathers breed. That's the first act of distrust is when she's a child and the daddy's not there. Right. You know, and
that's one of the series of events that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. How big of an impact do you think that still has on us today? Do you think that that's, from your perspective, do you think that that's reversible? Do you think it would take a generation, or do you think it would, you think it would take multiple generations to reverse that problem?
No, I won't. It's like I said, it's like college. If I can actually go to a school that will teach me how to be a damn surgeon and cut a human person that is still alive open their rib cage and damn take out their heart and put in a new heart and put the aorta together and all this stuff and all this crazy shit that they're doing, and then staple them back up or whatever it is they do, and then put the damn rib cage back together, and then put the damn skin together and put everything back together, and the person gets up and starts walking around 2 days later, I can learn how to get with the opposite sex without being traumatized.
Yeah, you can.
But
I mean, when you put it that point, yeah.
Work. If I can learn how to do all of that, if I can learn how to be a goddamn astronaut and go fucking, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it is.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
if I can learn how to do all that stuff.
Yeah. There's a coddling, there's a coddling thing that's taking place, though, I think, in this.
I get it. I get it. But the thing about it is the human brain, there's something called, well, not something, but brains are plastic to a certain degree. It's called neuroplasticity, right? And one of the ladies in my coaching group was like, hey, I'm too fidgety, I'm too this, I'm too that. She's like, it's just who I am. I'm like, no. Like, if you can go to college and learn how to cut a person open and change their and change their hearts out, do brain surgery, all this shit, give a person a new finger, whatever it is they can do, put prosthetic, whatever it is, you know, build a damn airplane.
Yeah.
You can learn how to build it. You know what I'm saying? You do all this stuff. You can do the other stuff too. But we as men and women don't put the amount of effort into healing our own mother wounds, our own father wounds, our own childhood trauma as we do learning how to be a heart surgeon.
Yeah, because it requires more understanding of your own flawed character. That's really what it is. It takes a lot of strength to be able to look at yourself and say, I'm flawed because I missed my mother growing up. I missed my mother's affection growing up, or I missed the affection of my father. It's much easier as a human being to just drain and train your body and focus on that thing that really doesn't add anything to you from a morality standpoint.
Because you don't get paid for it.
There it is. It's about money. We value, in our generation, in our society today, we value money and material over morality, period, point blank in the story, right? And I think if we had what is required is a genuine revolution of values. Unless and until we get that, especially in the Black community, we're going to continue to see the same things repetitively over and over again. We were at our strongest point in the 1960s in terms of marriage rates. We were married at a rate of 86.4%. The most married people under the toughest conditions socioeconomically, and we were segregated and humiliated and discriminated against, but somehow we had a stronger Black unit. But to quote Farrakhan, the moment we could go into the white man's hotels, what happened to ours? They closed down. The moment we could sit at their materialistic table, all the morality went out. And you know what's really ironic too? We were strongest the higher our church attendance was. How many Black people do you know today go to church? Which was the cornerstone of the Black economy and the Black family. Not too many.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you on that. So let me say this. We as Black men don't make women feel safe. Right. So does college degree make a woman feel safe, Austin?
Yeah, now it does.
Very.
Absolutely. That college degree does. That high paying job, that Molly from Insecure feeling, them business suits. Yeah, but them things can't keep you warm at night at all.
Well, it's not about that. No. It's about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The number one thing that a human being needs is safety.
Yes.
Okay, they need safety.
Yes.
Forget all that. Keep you warm at night. Safety. We need safety. Of course, love is in there too, but you can get love on the way to your degree, but you need safety. So overall, we as Black men don't make Black women feel safe. So the bottom line is, if we want cooperation from our women, we must be the same or offer a different incentive, the same incentive or a different type of incentive for them as the government does. Because that's the bottom line. We black men are in direct competition with the government in white America. And if black men cannot be competitive with white America or what the government is offering to black women, and to you degree having women, you got that degree almost for free because you ain't paid your damn student loan back. So I ain't just talking about the women on Section 8 and food stamps. No, your ass who got 3 degrees ain't paid no goddamn body back. Wow. So you are dependent on the government just like these hood rats are. So I'm talking to you. So you can go to school and not pay nobody nothing and become a surgeon or a dentist or a lawyer or whatever it is that you want to learn to be and go out and get this nice ass job, right?
Yeah.
You see the carrot at the end of the stick. And you're like, all right, if I do A, B, and C, I'll get this, right? So next thing you know, if you look over here with a woman wanting a man or a family or a husband, okay, if I do A, B, and C, will I get this? Maybe. So you're saying I can go through all of this and then still don't get no man?
Yeah.
But if I go through all of this, it's a very good chance I do get this job. Nah, I'll go after the job. So she puts all her eggs in one basket and goes after the dental, the nurse, CP, whatever type of job it is, you know. Yeah. And it just makes more fiscal sense to a woman to go after or put all her efforts into getting a degree. Because at the end of the day, guess what? We keep letting these damn women down.
Yeah, we do.
What?
And then we don't even want to hold ourselves accountable for it.
Right.
You know? Which is another terrible problem that we face.
Yeah.
You know,
so
we as Austin, a society of men have to change that. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So Austin, what do you do? What advantages does the black man have that is comparable or better than the government or white America in what they offer to the black woman?
The only thing that we have that is comparable or better is willpower. What I mean by that is this: black people have always operated very well. We have performed, I kid you not, we perform fucking miracles when we have a boogeyman. Black people advance in culture amazingly when there's a proper boogeyman in place. When segregation, like I said, when slavery was the boogeyman, we marched, we fought, we bled, we died, we ran, we did a whole lot of things to break free of slavery. When Jim Crow was instituted, what do? Dr. King, in his last speech that he gave, I've been to the mountaintop speech, he chronicled from 1961 to 1963. And he said, look, he said, I remember when we were struggling in 1960, when students all over the South started sitting in at lunch counters. And yet I knew that as they were sitting in, what they were really doing was standing up against the oppressive system. I was there in 61 when we desegregated the buses. That was the boogeyman. The boogeyman was killing off transportation. It was making transportation easier for everybody. Boogeyman exists. We solved that. We killed that problem. 62, Negroes in Albany, Georgia straightened their backs up. 63, the passing of the Civil Rights Bill. 65, the Voting Rights Act. There are so many things that we did. When you give us a boogeyman, when you give us a challenge, we're going to overcome it regardless. Police brutality, when they did what they did to George Floyd and all those other things, we have no problem getting out and marching. When the Saints go marching in, listen, we got no problem doing it. Our problem is in what do? You know how many black people operate today? And I mean this. Many black people operate like a dog chasing cars. To the car, that dog is to the dog, that car is everything in the universe. It's the freedom, it's the wind beneath your wings, it's everything, but you don't know what to do with it when you get it, man. You don't know what to do with it when you get it. That's what black people do with freedom. We don't know what to do with it when we got it, man. We don't. That's why I say by the time we figure that out, it's too late. Instant gratification, my man. It's poison.
So, with that being said, why the hell would black women like the guys? Hold on, let me play this a little bit. Everybody hit the like button. 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 So with all that being said, listen to this again, y'all. Hit the like button. Drop a super chat. Cash App is open. If y'all are liking what y'all are hearing, support the damn channel. Aaron 1000. Buy my course. Hit the like button. Drop a super chat. Do something.
You know what's crazy? A lot of what women need to change to be attractive in terms of marriage is inner work that they just refuse to do. Costs no money.
Nope.
You going to, you know what I'm saying, like get yourself together, being cooperative, being understanding of your man, studying your man, as O said so eloquently in the last.
So with this mindset of men are like dogs chasing cars. We're running around chasing all this freedom or chasing whatever. And when we get it, we don't know what the hell to do with it. Why the hell would a black woman submit or cooperate with that shit?
You know what, Mr. Like, you posted something from Farrakhan a couple of days ago on your channel.
Mm-hmm.
It was from his talk on the nature of man and the nature of woman. I actually listened to that whole. I listened to that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't, and they're not supposed to. See, the thing about women, we can talk all day long. We can say that they don't listen. We can say they don't follow instruction. They don't want to be submissive. Blah blah blah. Let me tell you something. Why should a woman submit to a man, to quote Farrakhan, that's a crying, sniveling little black baby? Because to quote from the famous film Everybody Loves Baby Boy, what does a black man call his closest associates, his boys? What does a black man call his house, his crib? The black man has operated within a baby mindset mentality for the past God knows how many 100 years. Mm-hmm. I said this on Clubhouse plenty of times. I'll say it today. Black people as a whole still use, and a lot of black men do this, they still use slavery and the racial system as a crutch to excess.
Yeah.
There comes a point where, listen, ain't none of us alive today pick not one bit of cotton. Not one bit of it.
None
but
of us.
We still love sitting up. We still sitting up in here running around talking about, the man this and the man that. No.
The only cotton that I pick is out of my closet when I put a damn shirt on.
Come on, man. Mm-hmm. That's it. And we sit up here and we sit up here and we do all this talking about, black men ain't this and that. No, listen, we have statistics that show 54% of black men are single and childless. That statistic is good on its face value, but what that shows me, you're single and childless. The only way you can really save the black community, the only way you can really eradicate racism, if you will, the only way you can really change the game is to out-marry, out-reproduce, and out-raise your children. So when I look at the statistic of 54% of black males are single and childless, I say, what the are we championing that statistic for?
Because they ain't got no kids.
Okay, granted, they don't have kids, but they're single.
That's a bad thing that they ain't got no kids. They're unmarried and they don't have kids. So to a certain degree, they're not building families faster than white people.
You're not. You're just taking up space.
You're just taking up damn space.
You ain't helping the cause.
I ain't got no kids. Yeah. Okay, what are you doing? So I agree with you.
Yeah, you're just sitting there, and people, we love people. There's a certain section of YouTube that loves spouting that off. 54% of black males, single and childless. Okay, so that means because what that means to me is you ain't produced nothing.
You judge
a tree by the fruit that it bears. Am I right or wrong? But if you bear no fruit, what happens? Say that again. You judge a tree. You know what's funny? Where is that? You judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. Therefore, if it beareth not fruit, you gotta cut it loose. You gotta let it go, like MrLetGo. That's what Jesus said, ain't it? Ain't that what the Nazarene said? Am I lying? Seriously though. If you are not bearing fruit, you gotta get out.
Right. You're in the way. So all you know, well, you ain't got no kids either, right?
I got one.
Okay, good. So I can yell. All you no kid having ass 35 and up ass niggas, get your dumb ass out the damn way, bragging about how you ain't got no kids. Because you ain't producing shit for the rest of the black community.
Church.
Now you're not hurting us, but you're not helping us either. So stop bragging about how you ain't got no fucking kids.
I don't mean it.
That ain't helping the rest of our community. Because just like Austin said, we have to outperform, outmarry, and outraise our kids, our kids versus their kids.
That's
and
right.
if y'all asses ain't got no goddamn kids, y'all ain't got no goddamn woman,
You
y'all
got
don't
no
know how to
skin in the
deal with a damn
game.
woman, you ain't doing shit.
You don't have no skin. Listen, you have no skin in the game. If you cannot produce, that is what first of all, and to the person in the chat that said Jesus was single and childless, well, that was God incarnated in flesh. That's a whole nother ism, right? But even still, he left you with something, right? He said, if it beareth not fruit, what is the first commandment of men? For those of you that are Christian, right? Because everybody that promotes marriage, let's be honest, marriage is a religious institution. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, it's a religious institution. That's where it started, right? So you have a commandment given to you, which is what? Be fruitful and multiply. If you
whoa.
Come on.
Be fruitful and what?
Be fruitful and multiply. Now, to quote Farrakhan, you don't have to have a PhD degree to do a certain kind of multiplying, but that's so academic. As a man, you're supposed to produce.
Yes.
But women, if you notice, women want producers. This is why the majority of women want the most elite class of men.
Yes.
It's the same game, man. It's the same game. And I don't know. I will never understand why people don't grasp this lesson. It's not that difficult, man. It's not. But like I said earlier, by the time they figure that out, it's too late. Because they've hit the wall then. And that proverbial wall, they've hit it.
So and this ain't against crew season or anybody else, because it's a good thing that a lot of these dudes ain't running around having baby mamas and all this stuff. I understand that, right? But a lot of these dudes don't have no goddamn kids, and they just sitting there just whining about women. Let me say this: I was just I was on a show with The Real Precious. Go follow The Real Precious. The Real Precious, if y'all ain't following her. We was on a show. I was on her show, and another guy was there, and he was like, I don't understand why you would date a single mother, because I told him I've dated plenty of single mothers in my past, right? He's like, why would you date a single mother? And I'm like, well, you got kids? He's like, no. How old are you? I think he was like 35, 40, something like that, right? So I'm like, okay, you looking at me like I'm crazy that that I'm dating single mothers. I'm actually helping I'm helping, because producing isn't about making babies all the time. It's about adding value, right? So if I get with a woman and I start having sex with a woman, and then I'm helping her raise her child, or I'm outside throwing a football with her little son, or I'm teaching her daughter how to draw or whatever, or how to do YouTube videos or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? I'm adding fruit to that family. So whether I stay with a mama or leave or whatever, I'm adding fruit. The fruit isn't coming from my loins, but I'm actually bringing fruit into the household, because I'm bringing ideas into the household. I'm bringing inspiration into the household. I'm bringing love into the household. So overall, all you whiny ass dudes who sit around talk about these single mothers, you need to leave them alone. You are part of the goddamn problem. One, you ain't made no kids. And two, you got a whole bunch of women who have kids that don't have dads. And y'all dumbasses are running around talking about leave these women alone. Well, some of you do need to leave alone. But overall, if the woman is a good woman and she made some mistakes and she got a child, or she didn't make a mistake, the man just decided not to be around. What kind of dude are you when you just like, I'm not going to help that child grow up to be or to avoid the things that you wish you could have avoided because your ass ain't got no daddy? Because that's the bottom line. We ain't had no daddy. Imagine how many things that we needed to or wanted to avoid, or how many years we went by without knowing how to talk to a girl, without knowing how to throw a football, without knowing how to cross over with the basketball, or shoot a jump shot, whatever, right? And all we needed was our mom's boyfriend to be like, man, come on out here. Let's go outside. Come on. Huh?
But it's a pride thing, man. It's a pride
thing. Because
thing.
the thing about it is, we smashing a mama.
Oh, for sure. Don't
But
bring
you
that
don't
up.
want to help the little boy throw a football.
Don't say that too loud. No, you gonna piss
We
them off.
smashing their mama, but we won't help the little boy or the little girl with their damn homework or get them some damn male advice. You know, their mama ain't got no damn sense. Women don't know the hell they doing as far as parenting. That's why we all messed up now. So when you are a man and you start smashing a woman, you need to help that child deal with whatever issue that child is dealing with at school.
Instant gratification, my man. It's poison. Remember, they don't care about the children; they care about themselves. There is a disease of pride in the black male community, right? That is probably one of the greatest detriments to us. Yes. We can sit up here all day long. We can talk about don't leave single mothers alone and this and that and this and that. Okay, so let's get down to the meat and potatoes of the situation. If we did that, that means that the only person truly suffering is not only the woman but the kid.
But the kid. And
if we so pro-black, we that's the thing about black people.
We so pro-black, but we don't give a damn about black people.
We so pro-black until it's time to be black.
Yes.
Think about it.
Yes.
Because that is the point that has always never been able to be refuted. If you don't understand that it takes and that's another thing, our favorite quotation, it takes a village. Still I rise. We are some of the most poetic people. We some of the most poetic sounding, but the least authentic acting.
Facts.
Because we sound poetic. Hey, man. Hey, we sound poetic as all get out.
Yes.
We love dancing and hollering in the church till it's time to go out here and actually do real missionary work. We just, let's put some money in the plate. Throw it at the pastor. He good. You know? And there it is every time. Every time. And the men and the men that be running around saying leave the single mothers alone, you be the main ones in her DMs begging to take it for a test drive.
Mm-hmm.
Be the main. I don't care what nobody say. Be the main ones.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say that in a loud enough environment, they say you don't know what you're talking about. You a simp. You this and that. I'm like, well, okay. Well, the facts prove it. The facts prove the point. The facts always prove the point.
To you, childless dudes, a lot of you are losers, and that's the reason why you ain't had no children, because ain't nobody gave you no ass. Because that's really the bottom line. A lot of you dudes can't get no ass, so that's the reason why you ain't got no damn children, because ain't nobody gave you no ass. Oops. It ain't that I'm a noble guy and I don't. No, you ain't getting no ass.
You ain't got the sauce, man. If
you don't know what it feels to blank up in a fat booty fine woman that pretty, and you don't know what that feels like.
They don't know nothing about that ism at all. They don't know nothing about that. Nothing.
They ain't never did that before.
They ain't never participated in that part of the game. They sit on the bench while the rest of some of us starting five. So I mean, look, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You know it. Look, when I first heard you say that, this one came to mind.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Because you didn't say nothing, you didn't say nothing wrong. But that is the problem with people, man. The problem is, again, by the time you figure out that your bad decisions are your own responsibility, it's too damn late.
Yeah. So
too damn late. Because
Back to the guy who was just like, I don't understand. Why would you date a single mother? And he had no kids and nothing like that. And he was like 40 years old, right? The thing I told him, I was like, yo, bro, and this ain't against him, but this is what dudes be saying.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for you. And he was like, why? Why you feel sorry for me? I'm like, you don't went through 40 years of your life without experiencing marriage, without experiencing the love of you and a woman, without experiencing being in the hospital and seeing your child be born, the experience of teaching your child how to draw or write or actually make a circle for the first time. I got that on video, that my daughter made her first circle with a pencil. Like, these experiences, you feel me? The flying a kite, riding a bike. I taught both my kids how to drive a car. Like, none of these things this man has experienced. And I'm like, bro, you are almost 40 or whatever age you was. I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
That shit was sad. I would hate to wake up tomorrow and not have kids and be 40 years old. I don't even know who I would be without the experience of not just my kids, but the other kids that I've the children of the women I've dated. Last month, one of the women that I dated, the daughter was 9 years old, right? When I first started dating the mom. She don't grew up, and now she's 19. So 10 years later, she invited me to her graduation. She invited me to her graduation.
The daughter did. Wow.
The daughter.
Jeez.
Still got video, I still got pictures. She gave me a big hug and was like, thank you. Because I was smashing her mama. So it's no, it's not. We was in a relationship,
right? But I got your point. It was like
the bottom line is when I'm sleeping with a woman and she has a child, I'm going to contribute to that child emotionally. Yes. Whatever that child needs help with, because it's not about giving somebody some damn money. No, it's about helping them with confidence. It's about helping them with a bully. It's about helping them throw a football, taking them fishing, do something to enrich that child's life. But a lot of these niggas, all they want to do is smash a child's mom, but they ain't got nothing for the child. We grew up without fathers, and we were like, damn, I wish I had a dad. I wish I had somebody to teach me how to fish, how to shoot a gun, how to do whatever it is. But guess what? We grew up having to figure that shit out on our own. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to me as an adult, if I'm dating a woman, no, I'm finna sit down with a kid and be like, how can I help you become a better individual? What do you need? Not just a mom. What do you need?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but see, do you remember that video that was going viral a long time ago about what was it? It was the girl that filmed the father of her kids, the McDonald's thing. You remember that? The whole McDonald's. You wanted right. He was supposed to bring food enough for all the babies, right? Now, I say this. It's about the children at the end of the day. You have to understand something's higher than yourself. It's always about the kids, man. You can sit up there and I said this when I saw that. I was like, look, whether he didn't marry her or not, their child was actually the youngest. And we did end up finding out after the fact that it was in fact a skit, granted. But the skit woke up something. Especially if your child is the youngest of a woman, don't act as if stuff just happens, because we all grown adults. You know what happens when you don't wrap it up. We know what occurs. So that all that BS that people want to spew, it's nonsense. As a man, you are called to serve. Period. That's actually that is the greatest. That's what makes man the greatest. Somewhere I read, he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. Right? The greatest men in history have all served something outside of their household. Some of them gave blood for their countries. You dig what I'm saying? JFK said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Dr. King said, anybody can be great because anybody can serve. You know what I'm saying? So all of that, there's all those instances, all those examples. Even Jesus of Nazareth, right?
Yeah.
Straight up, came out of his mouth first. Greatest man ever lived, in my opinion. But we sit up here and we take bits and pieces of manhood, and then we want to call ourselves true men. No, you're facsimiles. That's like no disrespect to number 24. Kobe Bryant was the closest facsimile to Michael Jordan I would have ever seen in my generation, right? He was almost there, but there were certain things that Mike had that it factor that just weren't quite. There's a difference between 5 and 2 and 6 and 0, man. There's a difference to it, and that's the part that people don't understand.
Well, maybe one of the things was Kobe was spending more time with his kids than Jordan was.
There you go. That could be it. Could be.
I'm just saying, because kids take a lot of energy, take a lot of time away from you.
Come on now.
And I ain't never seen Jordan with his kids.
I mean,
does he even have kids?
He got Marcus, Jeffrey.
But I'm just saying, I'm not, no shade on Jordan, but if you want to put Kobe and Jordan next to each other, Kobe was one of the greatest, but the reason why he wasn't the greatest was because he out here helping his kids be goddamn great.
There you go.
Because it's about the goddamn kids.
There you go, man. There you go. Even if you look at today's society, you look at LeBron James and look at how he's there for all of his kids.
Yeah,
man. He's one of the great, and I don't even not even I wouldn't put him as one of my favorite basketball players, but as a humanitarian, as a father, that man is a champion of an example of what a good daddy is supposed to be, man.
That's a fact. Yeah. So look,
period.
I wanted to because some of you guys weren't on here in the beginning. I want to go over some things real quick. So let me refresh you guys on what these guys were saying, and we'll go from there. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Support the channel. We're just going to do this. I got a lot more to talk about. Thank you, Danita. I appreciate you. She says family and relatives is two different things. Families are formed. I agree. So this is what we're going to do is 8:04. We're going to be out of here by 8:15 if I don't get 5 super chats or cash apps. I got a whole lot more to say. I got notes for days. But if y'all aren't going to contribute, thank you, Danita. Danita has been the only person contributing thus far. So if you're just going to sit here and let Danita keep contributing, we just going to be the fuck out. So between now and 5, so y'all got 10 minutes to drop either 5 cash apps or 5 super chats, or we out. But I got a whole bunch to talk about. But I'll just turn around and make it a totally different show. So I'll come back with a part 2. But if y'all ain't contributing, Aaron 1000 or in the super chat, we the hell out. So y'all got 10 minutes. Let's go. Cash apps, super chats, go.
What's crazy? A lot of what women need to change to be attractive in terms of marriage is inner work that they just refuse to do. Costs no money.
Nope.
You going to, you know what I'm saying, like get yourself together, being cooperative, being understanding of your man, studying your man, as O said so eloquently in the last podcast. A lot of women refuse to do those things. So that's why their relationships suffer. Not even necessarily how they look. We know plenty of attractive women. I can start listing them. J-Lo, Halle Berry, Lisa Ray, all these like just super attractive women who done been the Naomi Campbell, who done been the staple of what beauty looks like. Can't keep a man. So a lot of what women need to change to be attractive in terms of marriage is inner work that they just refuse to do. Costs no money.
Nope.
You going to, you know what I'm saying, like get yourself together, being cooperative, being understanding of your man, studying your man, as O said so eloquently in the last podcast.
All right, so I wanted to catch you guys up on that. Thank you, Lance Brown. Why does it appear that single childless men are required to marry single moms? You aren't required to do anything, but the problem is a lot of you childless men can't get a woman that don't have no kids, because there's a reason why you ain't got no kids. You've been spending 10 years of your life not being able to get no ass. Most of us were made by mistake. Dude and a woman were having sex. Next thing you know, oops, I'm pregnant. But a lot of you single childless men, you ain't been in them situations because you ain't been getting no ass. So y'all ain't required to do anything. But at the end of the day, if you want a woman and all that, go get the woman. So why are you single and childless? What's going on with you?
Because they can't afford
no woman.
Because they can't afford the kind of woman they think they want, and the kind of woman that they desire don't want them.
The women who ain't got no kids, the women who are fine, the women who are cooperative and submissive and all that stuff, they cost money. All right, and you already know they gonna want to have a baby. They gonna want to get married. You don't want to do none of that stuff. So you stay your ass single and you keep buying ass or whatever. Because that's what y'all doing. That's why y'all ain't got no kids. Because y'all run around buying ass. Because y'all can't get none. So this is what I say. I want to say this. It is not that simple for a woman to just simply submit or simply start trusting a man. Because overall, like I said before, early in the show, there's a series of sequences that has happened in a woman's life. So a woman goes through a series of sequences of events in her young life. All right. Because of those sequences of events, whether it's bad memories, bad, things happen to her, or she witnessed bad things happen to other people, sequences of events, she turns around and ends up having a sequence of reactions to said events. So now the sequence of events have hurt her. Now she's responding or reacting to those sequences of events when they happen, because she needs to protect herself to a certain degree. A lot of young women feel the need to protect themselves at a young age. And then after that, she ends up having confirmation of those sequences of events, because those events that happened to her mom, her auntie, other people around her, their sister and her cousin, happened to her. So now her boyfriend cheats on her. The guy she dates, he R's her, or her uncle M's her, right? Or something goes on in her life where she's just like, damn. So it wasn't just this one guy that's trash. This guy did the same thing, right? And then on top of that, her mom is teaching her not to trust men, not to submit to a man, not to let a man control you, all this stupid stuff, right? So now she turns around and has a sequence of perspectives. So now her whole perspective on men, life, dating, marriage, roles, cooperation, sex is all to a certain degree warped. And she doesn't know what to do with all these warped perspectives because she dealt with so much trauma. She doesn't know what the hell to do. So now she's going to have a program. She's going to have a pre-programmed way of seeing her life through her own eyes, and is most likely dysfunctional eyes, because of how many things that she was exposed to by her stupid ass mama. All right. Next thing you know, then the concept, and this is another thing that I didn't talk about earlier, the concept of assimilation, happens. And let me explain the concept of assimilation. This is when women start assimilating with other women. The concept of assimilation, which is simply a mechanical operation of adopting a belief system or a way of living that will assist her in getting to a particular goal or simply surviving her narrative or in her environment. A lot of these young women grew up in a bad neighborhood, and the only way they can survive emotionally and physically is to actually start acting like other girls. A lot of y'all men, we grew up wanting to act like other boys, right? You'll act like the skateboarders, or you act like the gangsters, or you act like the drug dealers, or you act like the smart guys. We start assimilating with some group of people that will make us feel safe. Why do we need to feel safe? Because just like herds of buffalo or herds of cattle or herds of whatever, we are more safe in groups. So you start assimilating with a group of people that will make you feel safe. So now you're not out here alone. All right. So women start assimilating with other women. Now you have a whole bunch of women that are like cooker cutter pieces of other women. They look alike. They dress alike. They wear the same little stupid little wigs and shit. Right. So next thing you know, they don't know who they are. So one, they have all these warped perspectives because of the series of events they went through, but now they've assimilated with other women so they can feel safe, and now they've been literally told to do and not to do certain things by these other women that they're around, and they ain't got no damn sense. They dealing with trauma. So you got thousands of traumatized ass, wig wearing ass, makeup wearing ass, eyelash wearing ass women who all look alike, and they don't even have an identity that is theirs. There's no individual identity with a lot of these women. Why? Because they are afraid to be by themselves because of what they actually went through. So they're almost forced to assimilate, just like we men as boys were forced to assimilate when we were young. I had to sell drugs. I had to do certain things. I had to fight. I had to, or I was going to get my ass whooped.
You had to play the game. Yeah.
Part of the game, right? So women did the same thing. So women assimilate with other women to the point where they actually start looking and dressing and feeling and thinking like other women. And they're repeating. Women even literally say the same things. You date this woman, she says the same shit as this woman over here. Therefore, if black women are not only socialized to not cooperate with a man, she's also incentivized not to cooperate with a man, because this is the last part. They're incentivized by the government, and they're socialized by other women that are around them. So they're socialized and they're incentivized. And so you got your mama saying, don't trust no man. These other girls that you assimilated with say, don't trust no man. Get the bag, girl, leady minute, all that stupid stuff. And then now they see an opportunity to actually get the bag, which is government funding, government assistance, go have a baby, or go to college.
Yep, that's it.
But like I said before, at the end of the day, these women are operating out of survival. This is how they were taught by their own mothers. So the only way we can, and I said this before, the only way we can actually get our women back is by us as men growing and stop looking at women like they're the problem. Women are the problem, but men are the problem also. We have to find our own way of being in direct competition with the government in white America. And until we are able to do that, women are not going to just lay down and submit. Women are not just going to stop being independent, because this independent shit is stupid, but it's their only way of figuring out how to survive, because other women aren't independent. And it's just dumb, but they don't know what to do. All right. And we are not showing them another way to do whatever it is that you want them to do what they want to do, because we men are as lost as the goddamn women are. So you got lost ass women, you got lost ass men, and the government incentivizes the women to continue to be lost. And they enjoy it because they get incentivized. They get incentivized for being lost and stupid and independent.
Every time. There's nothing in what you said that was wrong or off base, because it's the same perpetual cycle. If I can first destroy the black family, then trick you into thinking that you don't need a man, that you're just as strong, just as powerful. That's why all that divine femininity crap is a myth. It's a mythology. Yeah. It's a mythos. It's designed to make you think you don't need it. It's all based on deception, man. Whether we like it or not, we've been involved in you ever heard of Dr. Claude Anderson? You ever heard of Claude Anderson? Mm-hmm. He talked about this on the Breakfast Club interview. He said race is a contest. It's a government. Okay, period. No such thing as race. Race means contest. So if we love talking about we're the greatest race on earth, we built the pyramids, we did this and that and the third, right? So
why are we losing the race then? If we're losing the race on earth?
We're losing the race because we let somebody come in, we let some snake in the garden. And we'll let some snake tell us, first of all, we're going to sodomize, we're going to solder away. We're going to solder away at the family unit. We're going to destroy it. We're going to take it away. We're going to siphon off the men from the women, create separation automatically. Once we do that, we're going to convince the women that you're actually the stronger one. You're actually the head of household, which all that does, right? I'm going to appeal to your emotions. I'm going to elevate. Women love to be elevated. They love to gas them up.
They want to be empowered.
Women empowerment. There's a reason that term is women empowerment. There's a reason that term is used.
Stupid. Yeah.
Right. There's a reason for it. Right. So then when you sit there, right, and you allow that to take place century after century, generation after generation after generation, what you end up doing is you then create exactly what the establishment wants. The broken back black family. There was a documentary came out in 1986. It was called The Vanishing Black Family. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called
I heard that.
Yeah, Vanishing Black Family. It opens up Film opens up with a man asking 21 women, how many of you would like to be married to your child's father?
And none of them said
One.
yes.
One raised
Oh,
their
one
hand.
of them. Okay.
One. When they asked why, don't you think you need help? You know what the first woman's answer was? It's a lot of responsibility. You got a child and then you got a family to care for. And the second
Why
girl
would I
was
want
like,
to deal with a man?
right, I don't want to deal with no man. My daddy wasn't around. Look how I turned out. You turned out looking to me like you make bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't acknowledge the importance of a mother and father, it's too late.
Yep.
Too
No,
late.
it's not. It's not. No. It's never too late.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, you're right. Let me rephrase it. You're
I want to be
correct.
a brain surgeon, like I said earlier, and I start spending the next 6 years of my life being a brain surgeon. God damn it, I'm gonna be a brain surgeon for 6 years.
Yeah, but I think
So,
what
no,
happens
never
is
too
with
late.
us, whatever you focus on increases, right? We ain't been focusing on the right things in this community. Period. Point blank. You know.
I agree. All right, so we did not get to the quota that I stipulated, so we are out.